Oh boy, we got ourselves a Halloween Ends and a Scream 6 update today. Let's get into this bad boy.
Well, sometimes that is better.
Hey everybody, what's up? KillJoy Jake here, and instead of having friends, I have horror movies. Today we're talking a little bit about Halloween Ends and Scream 6, an update on two hot commodities in the horror genre right now. Please like this video and subscribe so that Jake can afford to eat something other than rat salad. Biting the heads off of rats actually does get old after a while, believe it or not. But getting into a Halloween Ends update, the film just came out on digital yesterday, so you can check out some of the deleted scenes and all that. But one of the deleted scenes was released yesterday by Sci-Fi Wire, and I kind of want to talk about it a little bit because, oh my god, just this one scene fixes a huge problem I had with the film. The deleted scene in question is titled Michael Shakes Things Up, and oh boy, he does. The scene mostly shows Corey Cunningham struggling to get away from Michael Myers, which is something that is absent from the actual scene in the movie. We kind of just see Corey walk in there, slap him around a little bit, take his masks off, and leave. So now a huge glaring problem with this movie is fixed because of a deleted scene that is, for some reason, deleted. Corey taking the mask off of Michael so quickly is one of my biggest problems with Halloween Ends, and this at least shows that Michael put up a bit of a fight there instead. I don't think this was intentional, but that whole scene came off as such a middle finger to the character and to the series as a whole. So to see that this was the original vision for that scene makes me feel a little better about it, because I just don't know how else to take that movie still. And let's put aside the fact just for a moment that Corey Cunningham, a 20-something-year-old, made Michael Myers look like a little bitch. You know, Michael Myers, the guy that took out like a shit ton of people effortlessly in the movie before this one. Let's put all of that aside just for a moment. Another thing wrong with that scene in Halloween Ends is it's too damn quick. There is no time to build tension. It's just like, hey, this scene needs to be in the movie so that Corey can get Michael's mask at one point. They don't take any time to let that breathe or build tension. This deleted scene is everything I needed in that scene, and they cut all of that for some reason. I couldn't tell you why. Talking about the decision to focus on Corey Cunningham over Michael Myers, David Gordon Green says the idea was to bring in a new character to start to explain some of these seeds. That could answer some of the curiosities that we've had about Michael over the years and follow some of the instincts and intuitions that Laurie has cultivated over the years. And really watch how the community of Haddonfield, which has devolved from the tragedies of 2018 into negativity and paranoia and blame, and how that can affect a vulnerable individual. I'm sure you guys have already heard my thoughts on David Gordon Green's approach to Halloween Ends, but just from that quote alone, it just made me seem like, God, he's interested in every facet of this story except for Michael Myers. I once again want to reiterate that Halloween Ends doesn't really work for me, but I am totally willing to give the extended shot a chance here in December when it comes out on the 27th. Or maybe you simply cannot wait to see the extended cut of this puppy. Well, guess what? It's already out on digital. You can buy it right now if you really want. Also, if you're thinking about waiting for the physical release, the Steelbook does look pretty cool. I talk a little bit about that in this video up here. Now, getting into a Scream 6 update that we just got last night from viewer Anon, a person who is constantly brought up on this page for leaking stuff from other movies. If you remember, this character was right about some stuff regarding Scream 5 from this year, so maybe they're right about Scream 6 stuff too. Speaking of that, viewer Anon posted late Monday night some very interesting things about Scream 6, specifically saying people have asked for Scream 6 info since it's gone dark. Here's a little tease, spoiler alert, there's a scene where Sam and Tara are in a convenience store on Halloween. A Ghostface walks in and they think it's just someone in a costume. Unfortunately for others in the store, it's not just someone having fun on Halloween. Shenanigans ensue. Ooh, I do fancy me some shenanigans in my Scream movie, let me tell ya. Now, I could totally see this being a sequence in Scream 6. Maybe something that's reminiscent of that one scene in Scream 1 where you got Sydney and Tatum and they're kind of just walking through the grocery store and then you see Ghostface stalking them in the background. That would be awesome to do a little homage to that here. That could be cool, and also maybe play it a little differently like how viewer Anon says here. Now, we got this picture a little while back of Sam and Tara at the convenience store together. Could Ghostface walk in during this time period and maybe get a little massacre going on? I've talked about this before on this channel, but I love when slasher villains just get to go fucking crazy on an entire crowd of people. It's one of those things that just gets me every single time. I'll fall in love with the movie if you show me a slasher villain that I love and adore that just goes on a fucking tirade against a bunch of people like that. Ghostface hasn't really been able to do that yet, so if he was able to do that here in Scream 6, I would absolutely go banana sandwich for that. Hopefully Sam and Tara come out of that unscathed and maybe get away through a little chase scene. That could be kind of cool. If you want to hear me talk a little more about chase chase scenes in Scream 6 though, make sure to check out this video up here. The biggest thing about this theory that would just be so cool to me is to basically take a scene from the past, flip it on its head, and make it something new, which I am all about doing. A big negative for sequels, in my opinion, is when they just try to take a scene from the past and just redo it again because it was something that was cool from the original. But the reason it was cool in the original was because it had probably never been done before. So if you're going to pay homage to the original, do that thing, but do it a little differently, or do it in a bigger, crazier way if you want. I mean, this would essentially be taking that scene with Tatum and Sydney when they're walking through the grocery store and they're just chilling, having a good conversation, and then you get this little flash of Ghostface stalking them in that little ice cream window door thing. And that's an awesome scene. It builds tension for later on. But what if Ghostface had struck in that moment and tried to kill Sydney and Tatum? Would the other passerbys in the store may have gotten stabbed in the process too? Scream 6 could answer that age-old question, and I think it could do it in a really bloody, brutal way. In some other Scream 6 news, though, we also have CCXP coming up, which, if that collection of letters means absolutely nothing to you, let me elaborate. CCXP is essentially Brazil's Comic-Con. They have this, like, gigantic event, and we even get some big announcements on upcoming movies. If you remember from last year, Scream 5 made a bunch of big announcements there, including this massive video with Neve Campbell kind of talking about the cast and whatnot. That runs from Thursday, December 1st throughout that entire weekend. So could we get some Scream 6 info then, maybe in just a couple of weeks here? That would be really cool to start off the month of December with some big Scream 6 news, because as of right now, all of the theories we're cooking up are basically just off of little things here and there, little bits and pieces of like set photos and shit, like nothing really concrete. So if we can get some kind of featurette or maybe even a teaser trailer, that may be a little zealous of me to ask, I think that would be pretty dope. Then we can really start this theory train rolling. Maybe even the stew train, perhaps? I know some of you just cringed at the thought of that. So what do you guys think about that Halloween Ends deleted scene and or this Scream stuff that I was just talking about a minute ago? Leave me something about all of that in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching this brand new update video on both Halloween Ends and Scream 6, a twofer as they say in the business. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more horror content in the future. Your subscription really helps this page grow. Also, if you want to help this page grow, you can support me on Patreon or become a channel member by clicking that join button on this page. Thank you guys so much again for watching, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.